Hey everyone, so this is MM Builds here, and I'm just sitting in my car as it's raining here in Southern California. But today I'm coming with you guys with a little video here and like little information. So honestly, what I'm gonna give you guys is 5 like major tips and like little tips on when you first go to purchase a Subaru, or like when purchasing a Subaru, or having already bought that Subaru. So like the first major thing is when going to purchase a Subaru is rust. You want to make sure and check out your whole vehicle for rust. So what I would definitely do is get underneath the vehicle, try your best to look at the frame. You definitely want to make sure that the internal of the wheel wells are good, the floorboards, you know, if possible, pull the carpet just a little, just to see the inner side, and make sure that you're not really rusting on the vehicle, so that way you don't end up in a very big project or with a big failure on your hands. The second thing I would really go for is once you've already, let's say, you've checked out and the rust is good. One thing I would really want to do is check if the title's clean or if it's not clean. A lot of people will tell you it's clean, say it's not clean, say it's clean. I would definitely just make sure. Best way to make sure is hit up your insurance agent and just give them the VIN number, and they can always just run it back to you really quickly. That's a big thing for me when I go to purchase a car. Anytime when purchasing a Subaru. Another thing is making sure to check the oil and the trans fluid and radiator fluid. You definitely want to make sure and just check that overall to see if there's any like discoloration in any of the three, because that could definitely be a big sign of problems to come, or problems that are already there and they may be trying their best to hide them in order to sell the vehicle. We never know what people are going through, so of course they want to sell their vehicle, but at the end of the day, we do want to buy cars from honest people and not people just trying to get over on us. Another thing when purchasing a Subaru, and I think this is honestly just a funny one but a major one overall, is look at the wiring when you open up the engine bay, or when you just look at the overall inside of the car. Peek underneath the dash, or you could definitely pull out the coin holder on the left hand side, where the fuses are. If you could just peek back there with your light on, foam light, you could definitely see if someone's done some jank wiring job. That's definitely a big issue. Then overall, making sure that when you go to purchase that car, that there's not too many check engine lights on that car. And if there are no check engine lights and it's a salvage title car, it's been sitting a long time, that could be a definite negative, that they've already erased the codes, and that they definitely just want to get rid of the car, and that when you end up driving it, you may end up falling into that trap of having those codes on your vehicle. Okay. So yeah, those are a couple things that I feel are major in the game when it comes to buying a Subaru. Now, 5 tips for once you own that Subaru. So once you went ahead and you purchased that Subaru, you definitely got it home and you've done those little major checks that you can do when you're at that person's home. Now it would be the in-depth analysis. One thing that is major in the Subaru world, and that I will commemorate everyone to go ahead and try and do, is research. Definitely research your own vehicle, your own car, and make sure that you have the right tools and knowledge for what you're going for. There are a lot of influential people on Instagram who can definitely help you, or YouTube, who can put you in right places to go ahead and make your car run smoother and better. One thing I would definitely look into is brands. Make sure to use brands that are reputable and that are go ahead in the community. You definitely don't want to just start off with someone who's just starting off their brand, or getting it just launched and using that as a platform to build your car off of. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, just saying that for a new time beginner, I would recommend that you go ahead and build it to OEM spec original, and then from there you can modify it how you'd like. One big thing that I definitely want to add on is OEM. I always recommend people to get back to OEM if they can, if they're buying someone else's, project, and then work your way from there. It's a lot harder to diagnose problems when you're adding more little tuning issues or, aftermarket parts. That's really a big thing that could definitely cause a hindrance on wanting to improve your vehicle or make it long lasting. Another little tip is, once you do have it, start replacing old little air lines, fuel lines. Those are major for me. That I always think radiator hoses, any internal lines in the actual engine bay, that you can purchase at your local Subaru would definitely help you out. If you don't have a local Subaru to you, there's Flatiron Tuning, who's very, very amazing, getting parts to you very quickly. And not only do they get it to you quickly, they are OEM parts, directly from Subaru that they purchase probably in bulk. Another thing I would definitely give you a big tip on is, from the point of research, go ahead and keep an info of that research. A lot of that stuff can be taken down or may not be available in the future. So knowing firsthand or being able to have it written down or saved on a file format, however you can, is always good. I'm a writer, so I rather write it down. Easier for me. I have booklets based on what I've done in the Subaru game and what I continue and want to do. So that's just me overall. Another tip that I would definitely recommend is, appreciating your vehicle. Just appreciate that it's yours and that she's a Subaru, and that you are gonna have hardships with her, or with him. If you are a young lady who drives a beautiful Subaru as well, you're gonna have your hardships. So don't be afraid to fail with that Subaru. Just know that if you keep pushing, you can definitely make your nice horsepower range that you want to, or you can just have a fun daily driver that's awesome to cruise with your friends. Or take out the kids or the parents, whatever you'd like, But I do recommend people go ahead and, have that sense in their mind that their Subaru does have the ability to go ahead and, break down just like any other vehicle, but more prone to the head gasket issue. And the fifth major thing, I don't know if that was actually five. Wasn't keeping count. I was more or less just giving you guys the infomercial. But the last thing that I would definitely be weary about when I tell people after you've gotten that car is definitely check your heads. If you don't know what that response basically means, is get underneath the car. You're gonna have the OEM actual short block in the center, obviously, and then from that portion you're gonna have two heads on each side of that short block. Now when you do check for the underside of the head, it'll basically be there. You will see a gasket in between that, and when you do see that gasket, go ahead and check around it. If there is possible leakage just coming out anywhere right there, you definitely have a head gasket leak, and you want to get that checked, and you want to get that issue solved. If you do ever need help in Southern California, you can definitely contact me at my Instagram at @builds, or you can just reply to the video. I reply to everyone. I'm a very young, cool guy, and I would love to help you guys build your dream car, as I'm still building my dream cars. The next video will definitely be an intro to the vehicles I have and the next project I'm doing and how well we're doing on, builds. If anybody ever needs any help, you can contact me or DM me at mn.builds on Instagram, and then I got you guys. Okay, so everyone, peace out, and later from Ant-Man.